Hey everybody, it's Liz Larson with Transform One Idea coming to you live. Hey, so a lot of you know that I've worked closely with the author of The Only Lesson, Bill McKenna, and the inventor of the Cognomovement system. So many of you have seen me talk about it here before. So, interesting thing, I have worked with Cognomovement a lot and done testing on other people, for sports improvement, for performance improvement, for people with cravings. I've worked with other people. However, I didn't really work with myself very often. So in a video, if you're a follower here on the page, I shared a video with my friend Carmela Lamana, where I did share about a personal experience of using the ball and about challenging some low energy. So I really wanted to share just this segment with you if you didn't watch the whole video. So recently I was kind of cranky. I don't know if any of the rest of you get like that. I was just irritated, more irritated and just very low energy, just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like nothing was ever going to get better. This is the end. I might as well just give up. So I had been talking to Bill about the upcoming class. So full disclosure, there's an upcoming practitioners level 1 Cognomovement training coming. So I was talking to Bill about that. We've been working on promoting it and getting it together and being ready. But I still was having this sensation, this real feeling, physical feeling in my body of low energy and negativity and all that yuck. So having talked to Bill, and I have several balls here in my office, I thought, okay, I'm gonna grab a ball and, try doing a session with myself. And the cool thing about the Cogno ball, and especially this big one, you can just toss it against the wall and use it for yourself. So here's what I like about the Cognomovement ball in this system. So it doesn't ask you to let anything go. So many of the modalities that we have and use that work great really do ask you to let things go. But when something's real, when it is true, when there's no way you could just let it go because it's a real thing, right? I mean, it's a problem. When someone asks you to let it go, it's irritating and annoying. So I like that about the ball, is there's no asking you to let it go. You just simply hold on to it. That's the beauty. That's what's so interesting, is you hold on to it. The Cogno system asks you to make it bigger, make it stronger, make it more intense. So you really get to revel in it. Like, you really get to be as annoyed as you want to be. You really get to be as down as you want to be. You really get to have that sensation of this is true, this is real in my life, and it's big. So that's what the Cogno system asks you to do. So I took my ball and I threw it against the wall, and I was just as down as I wanted to be, and it was real. So I just set the timer for 5 minutes. It's another thing about me, is I really don't like to follow the rules. And the Cogno system asks you to do 15 minutes. Well, I didn't want to. So I set my timer for 5 minutes, and I wrote down what I was feeling in the moment, this aggravation, this sense of low energy, this sense of, hopelessness. So I just wrote down this saying that was going around and around in my head, and then I just let myself really feel it. Tossed it against the wall, watched it, noticed what I noticed, felt what I felt. At about 2.5 minutes, it flip-flopped to something like, I have energy and joy. If you know me, joy is not the thing I say all the time. But I really, kind of started to feel my energy buoy up a little bit. Well, we can't have that because this is a true and real problem I was having, right? So I just kept feeling it, just kept pulling it forward. And as you can see, it was in this area. So I'm pulling it forward, making it bigger. At 5 minutes, I was at neutral. So neutral really is the place to be. I mean, above neutral is wonderful, but at neutral, you're not in it anymore. It's not affecting you anymore. Well, I have to tell you that I personally found this very annoying, because my true and real and big problems had vanished which kind of meant maybe they weren't true and real, and it was just an emotion, a feeling in my body that I could choose or not choose. Super annoying and extremely helpful to be rid of that sensation. Well, I have to tell you too, in full disclosure, I was like 99.9% sure probably would be back the next day because it was real, you know? I mean, this artificial euphoria of throwing around the ball could not have let go of that really intense emotion, right? There's no way. Well, it didn't come back, and it hasn't come back. And since then, I've used it on other things, even including a worldview that I wanted to change. And what's amazing about it is that it doesn't ask me to let it go. It doesn't ask me to explain it, describe it, justify it in any way. What it asks me to do is toss this ball back and forth. And when you do it for yourself, against the wall, noticing what you notice, feeling what you feel, and making it more intense. That's it. So it's kind of ingenious in that way that it doesn't get us involved in the story. It doesn't get us involved in needing to let it go. It doesn't let us get involved in making our problem or our sensation or our pain wrong. That is huge. The fact that we're just thinking about it, making it bigger and throwing it against the wall, and not making it wrong, not making it right, not making it, saying it needs to come or go or whatever needs to happen is really brilliant. So if you're a practitioner like me, and you have someone who really doesn't necessarily want to go into the whole story about any of their problems, or they're not a good talker, maybe they're not great at expressing what they're feeling. If you're a coach of any kind and want to increase the performance that your clients are experiencing, especially fitness coaches, sports coaches, if you coach a team and you have somebody that has a limitation in their mind or in their physical body, the Cognomovement Ball works great for that, and you don't actually even have to address that there's a problem at all. Just the sensation that the person is feeling when they're doing the function that they need to do, and maybe having a limited perspective or situation. So that's really, really, really the cool thing. What I like about the Cognomovement Ball too is it's fast. So what the Cogno system asks you to do, what Bill McKenna asks you to do, is do 15 minutes. So that's a short time. Most processes that I use even in my own practice take longer than that. There's a lot more involved than that. And they're great. I'm not saying that other processes aren't great. I'm just saying that in certain circumstances, this 15 minutes, or in my case, if you don't want to follow the rules, 5 minutes, really cuts that time out and allows the body, the energy of the body and the mind and the spirit to just buoy up, to rise and be different, to be changed in that short period of time. And that is key, and it's so useful to all of us. I have to say, if you're a mom, you can do this with kids. Bill just showed me a video of a baby that looks like he's maybe 6 or 8 months old that's playing with the ball, and it gets rid of hiccups. Smaller children, you can roll it on the floor. It's really about the eye movements and the cross-body movement that is creating a neurological change in the brain and in the body. So if you want to know more about this, please go to cognomovement.com, and I've put the link there. And if you want to be a part of the online certification, if you want to use this in your practice, become a certified practitioner. It's a very inexpensive class. It's $3.99 normally. There is a $50 coupon if you're hearing my voice. The coupon code is Sunday Webinars. That's Sunday Webinar, and you can get a $50 off. It starts this Sunday, which is April the 28th. It's about 2.5 hours for the next 3 Sundays. So there'll be practice time in between and all that kind of a thing to get your certification, but it's a great thing to add to your practice. It's a great thing to add to your momhood. If You know, if you're having trouble with a kid that maybe doesn't want to do something that they need to do, or maybe needs to do a little better in school, or maybe needs to focus more, or maybe just needs to experience a little more joy. If you have teenagers or preteens, you know, depression is a big thing these days. And to have something that you can just toss back and forth and they don't have to talk to you about it is kind of amazing. I mean, it's really huge. Most teenagers think we don't understand anyway, and they don't want to talk about things, but they might be willing to toss a ball around with you. And all you need is some direction on how to do it. Just a couple more things before I go. This is amazing for cravings. If you have cravings that you need to get rid of, or you have a person that needs to manage their weight who's in your practice that you're working with, the Cognomovement Ball is amazing for cravings, or even just to get rid of the habit of feeling bad about what the body looks like and feels like. So again, Cognomovement Ball doesn't ask you to talk about it, doesn't ask you to explain any of it, doesn't ask you to justify, just asks you to throw it back and forth. That's the system. So I'm again Liz Larson with transformoneidea.com. If you want to visit me and my website, or get on my mailing list to hear more about this kind of information and more. And if you'd like to join the upcoming Cognomovement Level 1 certification this weekend, please come to cognomovement.com and join the class. We'll talk to you all soon. I would love to hear what you guys are all doing to challenge negative energy, to challenge low state, low mood, all of that. Tell me what tools you're using. I'd love to hear that too. It's a really fun subject, and it's something we can all benefit from, to really not accept the low energy or negative state that we're in, but to change it immediately, and to know that we can do it and have easy tools. So I'll talk to you guys all again soon. I am helping facilitate the class this weekend, so I'll see you there if you join us. Talk soon, everyone. Bye.